Welcome to InnerQuest. My name is Jay Stone, your host for today, and our guest is Oksana Gritsenko. Welcome, Oksana.
Thank you so much.
Let me tell you a little bit about Oksana and why she's here. Oksana is the founder and CEO of a Wheeling, Illinois-based Soulful Gifts company. She is a mind transformation coach and creator of Know Your True Self program. Oksana helps individuals become whole functioning, self-realized, self-aware, and happy. Well, let's start with, what is a mind transformation coach? That's a new one to me.
It's a new one because I've created it, so you probably have not heard of it before.
Okay.
So I work with the mind primarily with people, so we have the conscious and subconscious mind, and all the blockages that we have, and a lot of different things that are hidden potential is actually in the subconscious level. And so sometimes people are not aware of why they're doing certain things, what is that they would like to accomplish, what is stopping them. And I work with the mind primarily to help them connect to the emotions, to the heart, to understand who they are better, to become more aware. So that's primarily what I do.
And so if somebody comes to you, let's say wanting to earn more money or have a better love life or getting better health, explain what mind transformations would occur.
So depending on what people come with, and you're right, so some people come and they say, I just feel very uncomfortable in life. I'm lost, I don't know what to do, I would like my life to be more meaningful. And I usually work with people who want something more than just physical aspects, so something that's more important than that. And I have sessions with them. I usually start with discovery session to understand where the person is at, and I ask a number of questions. Primarily what I do is I listen to actually read between the lines. I use my intuition a lot, and I also listen to what the person is saying without realizing what they're actually, when they're saying that. So subconsciously, we have a lot of different things that come through if you actually listen carefully. And so I have sessions, and through these sessions, we do a lot of different things. And I also believe in a very practical approach. So I give people the homework, and I always like for people to stay disciplined with the homework.
What kind of homework would you do?
So there are different exercises depending on what person would like. So for example, if you want to have success in your business, and I work with small business owners who have mindful businesses, and you would like to have, I don't know, like better sales, for example, for your business, you would like to attract more clients, etc. So I work with you on where you're at, where you would like to be. We figure that out. We make sure that it's clear for both of us what's standing in your way. And the homework is based on how you can attract more abundance. So, for example, shifting from the scarcity consciousness to abundance consciousness in this particular case. And there are different practical exercises that I find for each individual person.
Did you go through special training to do that?
I actually have been studying metaphysics for about 15 years on my own, and then I did go through a school where I studied it for about 2.5 years and was very practical. That's School of Metaphysics, and then I taught there as well, and a lot of other things. So it's a combination of a lot of practical tools that I have acquired through many years of working on this.
Okay. Why did you transition from a business analysis manager in the corporate world to your current business and occupation?
I actually worked in the corporate for quite a while, and I enjoyed it for some time. I've learned a lot.
What's your background, education background in business?
My first degree is in fine arts, so I started to draw and paint when I was 9 years old. Then my second degree is in economics and marketing. And then I worked in the IT world for about 14 years, and primarily business analysis, project management. So I have a background of a lot of different things in combination, plus metaphysics.
Right, so you're real left brain with the IT and the business, and very right brain creative with your fine arts and artistic business.
Exactly, and it actually helped me in IT world as well to have that balance. And so I transitioned because at some point I realized that I can be very successful in the IT world, and I was, but it doesn't feel as fulfilling as the work that I do right now. So it was just the point where I realized what my true calling was and what I truly enjoy doing, and that's when I actually transitioned 100% doing what I do now.
And was there one particular moment when you realized you want to do what you are doing now?
It might have not been a moment, but it was an experience. About 5 years ago, I ended up being so stressed and having a lot of things going on while I was still in the corporate world. And I ended up for about 4.5 months on a disability, short-term disability. And that was the time when the universe gave me a gift of focusing inward and reevaluating what my life is about, why I am truly here. And my realization was not to waste any more time on kind of putting things aside and saying I'll get to it tomorrow. So I started to work in a very concentrated and disciplined manner on myself. And that's how I arrived to making sure that what I do now is very clear and I know exactly why I'm here. And
you fully recovered for whatever reason you went on disability?
I have recovered, and I used a lot of natural aspects for the body, for the mind, for the soul, as well as obviously help of the doctor. So it was a combination of things. But to me, it was truly spiritual experience.
Now, you call your company Soulful Gifts, but you spell it Solful.
Mm-hmm.
Why do you spell it that way instead of spelling soul, Soul?
So when we started the company 2.5 years ago with my sister, her name is Lucy, and we were trying to figure out the name for the company that would encompass a lot of things. And one of them was the soulful aspect of it, and another was the joy, and the sunflower is our logo. So we wanted to encompass the sunshine, and so soul in Spanish means sun, and also it stands for sisters Oksana and Lucy. So there are multiple things encrypted in one word.
Oh, okay. The SOL, sisters Oksana and Lucy. Got it. Now you have clients in different states and countries. Now, are these mind transformation clients?
Yes.
Okay. In your practice, is there a common thing among your out-of-state and out-of-country clients?
I would say that it's probably, no matter whether they're here or out of country, out of state, I believe that all practitioners attract the clients that they can help. So especially when you're doing mindful type of work. And that's what I ask universe, is to send me people that I can actually help based on what I know, what I understand, and my tools and experiences. So I have a lot of people who come to me with similar challenges that I had in the past. Anxiety and stress is probably number one, especially people who work in the corporate world.
And that doesn't matter what part of the country or what part of the
world? It actually doesn't. A lot of people are stressed no matter what part of the country they are or what part of the world. A lot of people are, majority of my clients are women. I work with men as well, but primarily it's women. And
why do you feel you attract more women, or you just think more women in general are interested in your type of work?
You know, it's an interesting question. I think that women are usually more receptive in general than men, and they get to the feeling uncomfortable kind of zone faster than men do. For men, what I've noticed is that the heart chakra, where we process our emotions and feelings, it's very often kind of not as active or shut down, because when boys grow up, they're told, don't cry, don't do this, and so they learn to suppress the emotions. So it takes quite a while for them to get to the point where
or maybe men aren't suppressing emotions, maybe women are more evolutionary designed to express emotions.
That might be true
the
too.
limbic region in the brain, in women, it's like 4 times larger in limbics associated with emotions.
And yes, women seem to be more in touch with their emotions.
I'm standing up for the guys here.
I love the guys. I absolutely do. And I do have some clients who are men too. What I've noticed is that women usually are more open to trying different things, maybe faster or sooner than men do. And I've had amazing transformations with men, and actually different ages. My youngest client, who just graduated from the program, 17 years old boy who wants his life to be meaningful. And he had an amazing transformation.
At 17, that's pretty remarkable.
It is, yes.
So you mentioned your program. So describe your 25-week program called Know Your True Self.
I came up with this program because I've learned that when people go to different workshops and different practices, they usually learn a lot of different tools, especially when it comes to metaphysics, which is fascinating. To me, it's a spiritual science. But there are foundational things, there are basic things that people don't usually address, and those are unconditional self-love, unconditional self-acceptance, self-value, self-respect, and self-realization. Those are the 5 segments of the program, and each segment has 5 classes, and people go through it through the course of 6 months, 25 weeks, because I believe it needs to be practical and consistent for people to actually shift. Short-term things are wonderful for inspiration, but for people to have really long-term results, I believe that they have to invest a little bit more time.
And so what are they? So it's like 5 weeks on each of those 5 different aspects. Can you give some examples of what they would do, let's say, in self-realization?
You jump to the last one.
Okay.
So for example, in self-realization.
Does it need to be? Does your course need to be followed in order?
Yes,
Okay.
it's important because we start with learning basic things, and we start with things such as gratitude and forgiveness, and many people live their lives carrying a lot of weight on their shoulders and not realizing they're doing that. So step by step, little by little, we're learning different things. But to give you an example from self-realization, as you asked, for example, we learned the formula of success, how to be successful in whatever that you do that is about your self-realization.
Okay. And, well, what would be an exercise? Would it be like writing a business plan or a 5-year plan?
It's not as business oriented specifically, but an exercise could be to identify your sabotaging mechanisms, for example. What is stopping you from attaining your goals? Or the exercise can be a particular NLP exercise to address procrastination. So a lot of people procrastinate. So it's a combination of things that you do by yourself, you do in class, in pairs, in groups, or individually, and things that it's kind of your homework that you just go deeper within, and you do it on a daily basis.
Okay. Well, let's talk a little bit about your jewelry and your soulful gifts. So, are this the type of things that you're wearing that you sell?
Yes, so these are the different jewelry, and it's mostly sterling silver. But I actually have a fascination with the crystals, and just started a couple years ago. And it started as me just trying different crystals, learning about them, and I just felt very intuitively connected to them. So I actually pick different stones, whether it's jewelry or just rough stones. So we have some rough stone here.
We'll get to those.
Yes, and so I select them for people based on their individual needs.
And how do you know what the needs are? Do they tell you? And how do you know the stone is right for the people?
It's a combination. So I use a little bit of astrology. My sister is an intuitive astrologer, a phenomenal one. And so I learned from her how to use astrology. I use numerology a lot to understand the construct, the makeup of the person. And then I talk to the person, and I intuitively feel kind of energetically what the person might be needing. Mm-hmm. And I also feel the energy of the stone. So I basically find the match. And the match is not necessarily the same exact energy. It might be, harmonious, balancing energy.
How many different stones do you actually choose from?
Oh, I have a lot of different stones, and I like rare ones as well. So I have some stones that people have never even heard about.
Now, did you make any of the things you're wearing, or your sister make anything?
Yeah, I made some of the bracelets, and the reason why I make some of the bracelets is because usually when you find someone making these things, they go by aesthetics. They go by how something looks pretty together, but stones work with each other energetically, and sometimes they look very pretty together, but they actually contradict each other. They don't like to be together. Whereas someone who doesn't think about putting two stones together, they actually work wonderfully together. So that's why I make some of the jewelry, and I have vendors throughout the world that I purchase jewelry from.
And all the rings you're wearing, part of Soulful Gifts?
Yes. So I definitely, this is the wedding ring, but the rest, yes, different stones, and I change them. So depending on what is that I need, like for example sapphire, and wearing it on the Saturn finger. So this is the Saturn finger. helps me to focus and concentrate. So I wanted to be focused for the interview. And then different stones, we can talk about them.
I've never heard anybody say, well, this is, was it Saturn or?
Yeah. Yes, it is Saturn.
So what are the other planets associated with the
So we only have five representation of five. So this is Venus, and Venus is the planet that's responsible for beauty and for love. So if you want to wear a stone that enhances that aspect, if you wear it on Venus, so basically what happens, there is an alignment. The energy that is coming through your body and the energy of the stone, so it enhances that. This is Jupiter, and Jupiter is the planet that makes everything bigger and brighter and more beautiful. And so when you wear something on this finger, and again, it needs to be the right stone, it's going to be enhanced. So success, prosperity, abundance, for example, kind of stones are very good to wear on this finger. Left or right, there's a difference as well. So left is the female side, and the right is the male side. So the male energy or the female energy. So if you want to align more with action, then you wear it on the right side. More with receptivity, you wear it on the left side. Okay. So the Saturn is the one that usually people use not for good reasons, but this is
why are you laughing?
Because it's funny that Saturn is the planet that is very restrictive. It's very strict. It's karma. It's discipline. It's time. So it actually makes sense why people would do that. So the next one is the Sun. This is the Sun finger, and the last not least is Mercury. So the Sun is very good to wear stones that are representing social aspect, connecting to other people. It's
also what people put their engagement ring or wedding ring in.
Yeah. So because it's also part of the social kind of aspect, right? The marriage, etc. So it's connecting to people in general, whether it's in a romantic way or in any other way, or it's just your status in society. And the last one is Mercury. And Mercury is responsible for communication, expression of the self that way. So whenever you want to, let's say as a host, you talk to people and you listen a lot. So if you want to wear some stone or some ring that helps you with that, that's the finger to wear it on. That's exactly what you're doing. Perfect.
Yeah. Okay. And the wrist, is there any significance in what's on the wrist?
Only primarily the left or the right side. So again, if you want something more receptivity stones, for example, the moonstone that connects you to the feminine divine energy is good to wear on the left side. Something like ruby. Ruby is all about Mars and active male energy. That's good to wear on the right wrist.
Okay. Wow. And so when Mercury's in retrograde, is there something we can do for that? It happens, what, 4 times a year?
It happens quite a lot. And for those people for whom it's a ruling planet, so, and there are people who are born under Mercury, so it's Virgos and Geminis, or they have ascendant in Virgo, Gemini, etc. For them, it's time when it kind of affects them quite a bit. So I happen to be one of those people. My ascendant is in Gemini. The perfect stone for it is emerald. So I have emeralds here, little stones over here. That's a Mercury stone. So wearing that helps you to connect to the energy of Mercury. But in general, it's time to go inward. So it's not necessarily bad time. It's just time to spend a little bit more conversation within.
And your necklace, is that something your company sells?
No, that is not. That's not natural stones. It's just pretty. So I wear it because of that.
Okay. And so it's okay to do that?
It's absolutely okay to do everything that you desire.
And so how do you I think I've asked this, but I'm not quite clear. How do you know when a crystal's right for a person?
So I look at what the person, what kind of balance person has. So I look at your astrology and numerology, and without even knowing you, I can ask you a few questions, what you might be struggling with, just looking at your chart. And when I do that, and there are a few things that I need to know to do that.
Why not look at also what a person is doing well?
Usually when people do well, they don't need the help of the stones. It's usually something that they need help with. That's really good. Because if you're doing well, that's wonderful. You don't have to enhance that. But people very often ask for stones for protection or stones for abundance and prosperity, even if they're doing well.
How about in a car?
In a car?
Yeah, in an automobile, just to drive safe from one
Yeah,
place to
yeah.
another.
It actually, the stones work wonderfully. You can put them by your bedside. You can put them even under your pillow. You can put them in your house. You can put them on yourself. Children, refrigerator, anywhere in your house that you would like.
Yeah, is there some way to use stones to kind of offset the harmful effects of electromagnetic pollution?
Yes. That's actually a very good question. So, for example, any black stone in general, there are black obsidian, black onyx, black tourmaline. They're very good to absorb negative energy. So there are multiple other stones, but in general, if you don't know anything about the stone, if it's black, it absorbs, and when it absorbs, it gives you an opportunity to get rid of the energy that harmful.
Okay. You want to talk a little bit about what we have in front here?
Sure.
Where should we start?
Well, let's start with citrine.
Citrine.
Yes.
Okay. I'll hold this up for Jen so she can zoom in on that.
So citrine is a very, very popular stone. It's beautiful, and it helps people to get in touch with prosperity and abundance. And so people wear it when they want to have successful business, when they want
To a meeting?
make more money. You
Sales
can have
call?
a sales call, anything. So basically, it makes everything more successful and bigger. That's the planet Jupiter. And this finger is the best to wear it. If you want to wear a ring, you can wear it in any other form. You can
Now, in the box here, it looks like there's a ring, a necklace,
And a bracelet.
And a bracelet. Is there a specific reason for these combinations?
No, these are just examples that I brought over for the viewers to see. But you can wear really the stone, even if you don't like to wear jewelry, you can put it in your pocket and it would still be doing its job.
Okay. All right. Which one should I grab next?
Well, let's do the emerald, so the green one.
Okay.
So emerald, as
And now
I
this is a little
mentioned-
different. This looks like a necklace, an earring, and like a pin?
No, that's actually a ring.
Oh, it's a
It's
ring.
a big ring,
Okay.
yes. And it's a Brazilian emerald there. So emerald is a really great stone for two main things. It's very good for the heart. Any green stone is really healing and good for the heart. For it is this one. So, and again, if you want to exercise more how you speak, you wear it on the right side, and more to listen on the left side.
So that's why men wear it on the left side, so they listen more.
Maybe.
Okay, so obviously a ring here, I got that right, and a necklace.
Yes. So this is a really amazing stone for what's happening with humanity right now. It's called Moldavite, and it's a meteorite. So it's only found in one place in Czech Republic, and it's really good for healing the heart, but it's also good to help us transform. So the planet is undergoing a lot of transformational processes right now. People are shifting, there's a lot of shifts in dimensions and personal transformation. This is really great stone to wear to assist you in that transformation. And it's also healing at the same time. So I wear mine all the time too, and I absolutely love it. It
Okay.
shifts things forward much faster.
That looks a little different than this.
Well, they are all slightly different because all natural stones, each one is going to be slightly different. That's the nature of things. But so one of them is polished in the box. It's polished. It looks a little bit different.
Yeah.
And the rough one looks more kind of like a glass, which is what it is. It came from another planet. So just fell.
You said it was a meteorite.
Meteorite, yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Super. And then this here, is this something that your company sells?
Yeah, we have rough stones too. I didn't bring the big rocks, but we do that as well. And this is citrine, so you can put it, let's say, in your office, place of business, anywhere again where you would like to have abundance and prosperity. You can create crystal grids with it, so just multiple different stones.
I understand in feng shui there's different places in the house for success. Do you know about that?
I know somewhat. I'm not specializing in feng shui, but in general, just logically, whatever you want the room to do, the purpose of the room. So, for example, for prosperity and abundance, it's probably your place of business or office, something like that. Where in the bedroom, you might want to use other stones, like something that absorbs maybe negative energy while you're sleeping, helps you sleep through the night.
If you would you have done things differently, use these gems and stones in the corporate world?
I don't know. It's hard to say at this point because I was not into the crystals when I was in the corporate world.
Yeah.
But I think that they might have helped me to move through things maybe because you do the work. You know, it's the person. The stones don't do the work for you, but they help you. They help with the energy and support.
Now, do you ever go to like gem shows?
Yes, I'm actually planning to go to Tucson in February.
Oh, that must be awesome. And so what are you looking at when you go to gem shows?
Sometimes you just forget about everything and I just enjoy
yeah.
the show because some of the show they have very, very rare stones, so you just looking at them and touching them, and it's really amazing experience.
Well, and I would think you're around a lot of like-minded people.
I am, and a lot of people who don't know anything about crystals and they come to Soulful Gifts, you kind of can tell my clients by the amount of bracelets they're wearing, because people just get in touch with it and they love it so much, so they continue purchasing and wearing crystals.
You know, we probably have less than 2 minutes. You want to talk a little bit about the light therapy that you do?
Yes, so I wanted to say a couple of words about this. It's very small device, but it's really very powerful. So it's LED white light device where when you turn it on, white light flickers. And what it does, it's called brain entrainment. It's called Ajna light. And Ajna.
You were going to say what Ajna means?
Yes, Ajna means in Sanskrit, it's basically the name of the third eye, our chakra over here. And so what it does, it stimulates pineal gland. It stimulates the third eye, and it gets us into different brain waves. So you can relax into very, very deep state of relaxation, for example, without meditation, something that only monks who meditate for years and hours a day can get.
And how often would you recommend somebody do the light therapy?
To actually see the results, it's really good to do it for some period of time and maybe do it at least once a week. It's just kind of like acupuncture, for example, or chiropractic adjustments. You want to continue doing that to see the results.
And would somebody go to you to do it, or could they purchase one to use at their home?
They potentially could, but they would need to go through training, etc. We're the only company that actually has this service in the Illinois area, so at this moment.
All right. We have any more time? Checking out. No, that's it. I'm getting this thing. It'll wrap it up. For more information about Oksana, the Soulful Gifts company, Infinity Foundation, InnerQuest talk show, stay tuned to the credits at the end. Until next time, wish you good health, good spirits, and of course, good fortune. Oksana,